Find your way to the center of your mat. And then find a comfortable reclined position. If it's not comfortable to be laying down, then please stay where you are seated. Allow your eye gaze to soften or perhaps close your eyelids completely. Start to recognize the rhythm of your breath. And then once you've recognized your current state of your breath, see if you can make it a little bit more full and even. As you're breathing in, feel your belly rise, your chest expand outward, and even feel your back press against your mat perhaps. On your exhales, allow everything to become a little bit softer, coming more into central. And as you're breathing, imagine that your breath is so soft and so large that the breath could actually go down through your hips, through your legs, through your arms. And then your exhales softening even further. Finding some airiness, finding space through that breath. Loosen your grip on your thoughts. And a little bit more awareness to your feeling. Think less, feel more. And at this time, I'd like to invite you to set a dedication for your practice this morning. Perhaps this is something you've been working on for some time, carrying on from last week. Or if you would simply like to adopt, think less, feel more. The practice that you have right now is the practice that you have right now, and that is simply all that matters. So in the next several breaths, let's seal these dedications and intentions as community. Take a really deep breath in, fill all the way up. Feel as though your body could really, really expand in every direction. Hold at the top for just an instant. And then exhale, allow everything to get soft. Just release, let go. Go all the way down to the bottom. And then together again, take a very deep breath in. Allow your forehead to soften as you do so. And whenever you're ready, exhale, release. And then one final time on your own. Come back to that long, even breath. And start to take a little bit of movement into your fingers and your toes. Find some movement in your extremities. Slowly awaken your body back up. And you're going to take a little bit of an asymmetrical movement. So continue to lie on your back. Flex your right foot, maybe so much that your heel comes up and away from the mat. And lift your left arm up and back behind you. The back of your hand might touch the mat. On an exhale, release the activity of the foot. Take your hands back alongside your body. Left foot flexes, heel might come up. Inhale, reach your right arm up and back behind you. Back of hand might touch mat. Exhale, release the left foot. Take your right hand all the way down. One more time, each side like that. Flex right foot, left arm comes up and back. Can you press your low back into the mat? Exhale, return them back to where you began. Left foot flexes, right arm up and back. Lots of space. Reach back with your fingertips, low belly in. Exhale, take it all the way back down. This time we're going to take a symmetrical movement. Flex both feet, reach both arms up and back behind you. Low back presses into mat. Maybe press your shoulder blades back. Exhale, back to where you began, soften. 2 more times like that. Inhale, up and back. Flex through feet, reach arms up and back. Exhale, back down. One final time. Flex through feet, activate legs, lift up kneecaps, reach arms up and back. Exhale, take it back down. Bend your knees, place your feet into the mat. Similar movement, but we're going to take more of a bridge flow here. Press through your feet, inhale, lift up hips, reach arms up and back. Exhale, wave your spine down. Take your arms alongside you. 2 more times like that. On an inhale, lift up. Option to lift up your heels even. Keep reaching the back of your tailbone down towards the backs of your knees. Exhale, release back. One final time, just like that. Deep breath in. And exhale, release it all the way back down to the mat. Pull both knees in toward your chest loosely. Rock a little from side to side. Maybe take hands to kneecaps and just move things in circles together and away. And either by rolling onto one side and pressing to a seated position, or if you'd like a little bit of massage on your back and this is comfortable, take hands to backs of thighs, rock up and down the length of your back several times, and then come to a seated position. Place one ankle in front of the other if this is comfortable. If you need to have your seat lifted, then place a block or a pillow underneath you. We're first going to move into some hip circles here. So take your hands to your knees or up on your thighs. If you're on top of something, that's okay here. I'm going to start moving to my right. It doesn't matter which direction you start. But on your inhale, shift to one side. Lean your heart forward. Shoulder blades come onto your back. So you've got lots of space here. And as you come around to the other side, start to arch your spine. So you're curled in and you're hollowed in. Look down towards your belly. Take that same rotation. Shoulder blades on your back as you come forward on an inhale. As you start to come back, exhale. Hollow out your belly, look down towards your ankles. Final time like that in this direction. Inhale, take it around. As you start to take that backwards movement, exhale, use that to help you. And then come back up to center. Take it in the other direction. If it feels vaguely familiar, try the other way. For me, I'm starting to my left. Inhale, forward. Shoulder blades are reaching back. My chest is forward and bright. And then on my exhale, I'm going to close it off. Arch my spine and even lean back to the left again on an inhale. Really exaggerated. Exhale takes it back. Final time like that. And then take it back to center. Find that neutral pose. We're going to start with some seated cow and cat. If you'd still like to sit on your prop, you can do that. So same idea, but this time it's just a front and back motion. Inhale, take it forward, lift up. Exhale, lean back, look down towards your belly. Again, inhale, take it forward. Exhale, take it all the way back. One more time like that. Inhale, slide it forward, elbows back, gaze up. Exhale, lean back. Follow through the front of your body and then come back up to neutral. Now you're going to come over onto your hands and knees for a tabletop position, a more traditional cow and cat. If you've got your prop, set it off to the side. You might want it a little bit later. Again, we're going to be doing some poses where a prop could be helpful. So make sure that you've got straight line from your wrists, elbows, shoulders. Find a little bit of movement first. Just allow yourself to find some organic shapes. It's okay to get goofy. Nobody really cares. Think less. And then come back to your neutral. Traditional cow and cat. Inhale, drop belly, hips lift, reach your heart forward, look up. Exhale, press through hands and knees, arch your spine, look back towards your knees or even your belly. Inhale, swim it forward. Maybe even bend your elbows to access a little bit more. Exhale, press up and back. Once more like that. Inhale, take it forward. Resting inside of your elbows forward so you got lots of exposure. Exhale, press up to the cat pose, arch spine. Come back to neutral. If you prefer to take a traditional cow and cat now, you can. I'm going to be guiding more of an exaggerated flow, however. So to do that, your shins are parallel to each other. Shift your hips back towards your heels. On an inhale, rise to your knees, palms lift up, maybe press slight back bend. Engage through your core. Exhale, bow back to that modified child's pose. Inhale, keep your heart low, slither forward, belly down, heart and hips up for a cow. Exhale, press up through cat. Keep the arch spine, press your hips back towards your heels, long out through your arms. Again, rise to knees, deep inhale. Exhale, bow, modified child's. Inhale, heart forward, belly down for your cow. Exhale, press up through your cat. Send your hips back to your heels. We're going to do this slow 2 more times on your own breath. Inhale. Exhale, down. Cow pose. Cat pose. Modified child's. And then once more. After you've done your last cat pose, whenever that happens, come back down to a neutral spine. Tuck your toes behind you, and then press your chest back, arms long, and then as you're ready, press through hands and feet, start to lift your hips up. Give yourself a few moments to walk out your dog. Shift your heels from side to side. Bend your knees deeply. I always like to bend my knees deeply. Wrap my inner elbows outward so I make sure that I'm really pressing down with my hands. Press my chest back towards my thighs. And then start to lift up my hips so my legs become straighter. It's really early in this practice, so even if your legs typically go straight, they might not be straight right now. They never have to be straight, in fact. Allow your head to bob. Find some looseness and lots of space between ears and shoulders. Bend your knees, look toward the top of your mat, and then step your way toward the top of your mat as many steps as it takes. Make sure that your feet have about 2 fist distance between them. Loosen everything. Let your knees bend. Let your belly rest down. Maybe you've got chest on thighs. Again, make sure that your head is loose. Soft neck. Maybe you need to shrug your shoulders or sway from side to side. Simply be in your body for this moment. Just feel. And then 3 times, you're going to take a halfway lift. On a breath in, shoulders up and back, fingertips press to shins, look forward. Flat spine, exhale, chest to thighs really strong. Again, inhale, halfway lift. Press your feet down and away from each other. You might feel this in your outer hips. Exhale, forward fold. Final time like that. Breath in, halfway lift. Exhale, release. This time, you're going to do a reverse swan dive. Press through your feet, reach your arms out and up. Bent knees through this is fine. Lift up your arms. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Arms alongside your body, maybe shrug your shoulders back. So sway a little bit left and right. Share the distance or the responsibility of the weight of your body between your 2 feet, and then start to split the difference until you're right in the center. Then start to shift your weight front and back, more to the balls of your feet, more towards the heels. And then split that difference and find that space right in between. Press down with your feet, lift up your crown of head. Knit in your floating ribs towards your hips so everything becomes active. We're going to flow through a sun salutation A. On an inhale, reach your arms out and upward, gaze up. On an exhale, hinge at your hips. Bent knees are fine. Try to keep a flat spine. Take it all the way down to a forward fold. Breath in, halfway lift, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Hands to mat, step back to the top of a plank pose. For this one, I'm going to take my knees down. On an exhale, I'm going to lower all the way to the mat. Keep my elbows in, flatten. Untuck toes, keeping shoulders back. Inhale, low cobra, press through tops of feet, even pinkies, drag your palms alongside you. Exhale, release back down. Press up to hands and knees. Tuck your toes, come back to downward facing dog. Allow yourself to settle into this pose for several breaths. Then bend your knees, look towards the top of your mat, and however you'd like to get there, make your way to the top of your yoga mat, forward fold. Breath in, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bow to yourself. Reverse swan dive, press through feet, reach arms out and up, maybe palms press above you. Exhale, hands to heart. And back to where you began, Tadasana posture, mountain pose, arms alongside your body. We'll flow back to our downward facing dog. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, wave forward. Exhale, bow to yourself. Step back to top of plank pose. Maybe step back with opposite leg. Knees up or down, lower toward or to your mat. Elbows are in towards your body. Untuck your toes. Inhale for a back bend. If you're taking up dog, everything lifted except for tops of feet and hands. Exhale, lift hips up, take it up and back, downward facing dog. Just breathe. On your next inhale, right leg lifts up and back. Make sure that even pinky toe is pointed down. Deep breath in. On an exhale, take your knee towards your right elbow. Shift it forward, keep your hips and heel lifted. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, pull your knee in towards your nose. Arch your spine, let cat. Inhale, up and back, long, straight, strong. This time, exhale, take that same movement, knee towards nose. Place your foot between your hands toward right thumb. Lift up your right foot, take your hand to guide it up. If you need, drop left knee down. When you're ready, inhale, arms come up, Anjaneyasana. Drop pinkies toward each other. Allow your hips to dip down. So you want to make sure your right hip comes back and left forward, so you have lots of stability. Toes in the back are either tucked or untucked, whatever feels best on your knee. Just breathe, shrug your shoulders back. We're gonna take a little bit of a flow here, so if you'd like, take your block or your book, place it to the inside of your right foot, so the inside. Breath in, prepare. On an exhale, take your right hand to the inside of your right foot, left fingertips up. Inhale, take it back up to Anjaneya. Right hand cycles back, maybe tap left thigh, left fingertips are up. Next breath in, come back to center, we'll do it again. Exhale, right hand to the inside of your leg. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, cycle it all the way around, right hand taps back. Inhale, back up to center. Very nice. Take your hands back down to frame your front foot. Step the block to the side if you used it. Tuck back toes, lift up back knee. We're going to move back to that tripod dog. So maybe in one movement, you pull your knee to your chest and come all the way back up. Then place a foot next to the other. Release, let go of the posture, wiggle it out if you need. And then we'll take left side. Inhale, left leg comes up and back. Make sure that your pinky toe is pointed down. On an exhale, take your knee to your left elbow, shift it forward, keep your hips and heel high. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee into nose, curl everything up. Inhale, up and back. Second time, just like that again. Keep a lot of space, then use it. Place your foot between your hands towards your left thumb. Wiggle your left foot up if you need to, your knee is over your ankle. Drop right knee down. When you're ready, inhale, arms come up. Shrug your shoulders back, release. On this side, you're squaring your hips, so left hip is back, right is forward. Engage your belly here. Once again, if you would like to use a block, place it to the inside of your left foot. There are 3 heights. Use the one that works best for you, or you can skip it. Breath in, prepare, exhale. Left hand to the inside, right fingertips are up, maybe look up, you've got a twist here. Inhale, come back up to center. On the exhale, cycle left arm around, right fingertips are up. Inhale, back to center. Once more, exhale, left hand comes down, look up towards right thumb if you would like. Inhale, back to traditional. Exhale, cycle the left arm around. Inhale, back up. Exhale. Place your hands on either side of your front foot. Step the block to the side if you used it. Tuck your back toes. And again, one movement if you would like. Pull your left knee to your chest and take it all the way back up. Tripods up. And then place your foot next to the other. Drop your knees to your mat. Child's pose, hips to heels. Your knees can be closer together or wider apart. This is up to you. So first, take a relaxed child's pose where your arms are released. Your head is heavy. And again, if you need to come out of the posture, if this isn't comfortable in your hip flexors, feel free to do that. For some people, even simply being in a tabletop is a more restful version of this. Give yourself 30 more breaths here. And at the end of your third breath, you're going to move to a downward facing dog. First of 3 breaths is now. At the end of your third exhale, start to make your way back to your downward facing dog. If you need a few more breaths to get there, please take what you need. Deep breath in, full exhale. Next inhale, right leg comes up and back. Use that strength. On an exhale, pull your knee to your chest, place your foot between your hands, make sure knee is over ankle. Left knee is spiked up, hover your fingertips away from your mat. Inhale all the way up, high lunge. So take a little bend to your left knee. This is going to help facilitate the squaring of your hips forward, and then start to re-straighten. Maybe for you, but definitely for me, I feel this a lot in my front hip flexor, my left leg. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to do 3 heart openers here with cactus arms. So feel free to get out of your own way. Inhale, lift up slightly. Exhale, elbows like they tap behind you, deepen your bend in your front knee. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, open. You can lift up your heart if you would like. Inhale up. Final time like that. Exhale. This time, cycle your arms all the way behind you. Interlace fingers. Think of which pinky is on the outside. I always like to make the pinky outside match the leg that is in front. Inhale, drop knuckles, lift up your heart, gaze up. Exhale, hinge your way forward. Always an option to drop the left knee. You never have to keep that knee lifted. You can choose one, change it up, do what you need. Keeping your hands clasped best you can. Press through both feet, lift all the way up, and then release the clasp, arms lift. On your exhale, open up to a warrior two to the long side of your yoga mat. Bend deeply through the right knee. Left foot is angled in slightly. Arms out, shoulder height, palms facing down. Press to the outer edge of your left foot. Drop your tailbone, find Tadasana through your torso. 3 times we'll take an exalted warrior. Right palm flips up, left hand drops or goes behind your back. Inhale. Exhale, back to warrior two. Again, deep inhalation. Find lots of space to the right side of your rib cage. Exhale, warrior two. Once more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Straighten the front leg. We're going to move to a Trikonasana pose. Send your hips back behind you to left. Reach forward as far as you can go. You might find you like a block here as well. When you've gone as far as you can go, on an exhale, you're simply going to pivot down. Your right hand will land wherever it is. Start to stack your left shoulder over your right. It's okay for bent knees. And then if you'd like, lift fingertips up toward the ceiling. So you're going to start to rotate your right side of your rib cage upward. Maybe look up towards your left thumb. Remember to continue pressing through the outer edge of your left foot. Continue to breathe. Long exhales. And then when you're ready, keeping both legs straight, on an exhale, press your way up. Turn your right toes in. Hands to your waist, elbows pointed back. Inhale, lift up, gaze up. And then on an exhale, hinge at your hips, take it all the way forward. You're going to take your hands down, whenever is comfortable. Bent knees are fine. So first, let this simply be soft. Let your head drop. Again, if your knees are bent, that's fine. If you would like a block and bent knees, use that as well. Everything gets soft. Then take a peek at both your feet. Make sure that the outsides of your feet are about parallel to the short sides of your mat. We're going to let this pose become a little bit more active. Inhale, lift up halfway. Start to shift the weight towards the balls of your feet. And then with a flat spine on an exhale, hinge your way over. If you notice your weight shifts back, simply shift it forward. And also you might have such flexibility that you start to walk your hands back. Perfectly fine. Or your hands can just remain right below you, right below your shoulders and your head, that is. 3 more breaths. Find all the length in your spine like Tadasana. Think less about it. At the end of that third exhale, lift up. Inhale, halfway. You're going to pivot back to the front of your mat so that you are in a low lunge. Place more weight to your left palm. Peel your right fingertips up toward the ceiling. So again, you can always drop your left knee down. Also, if you're moving with me, we're going to take an IT band stretch. You're going to spin all your toes away from you. You're going to stay on the outside of your left foot. Raise your edge, lift your hips high. Flex through both feet very strongly. If you took that variation, spin all your toes back to front. Take your right hand down. If you dropped your knee, take it back up. Step back to top of plank pose. Option to take a vinyasa if you would like. We will meet in downward facing dog. Strengthening breath in. And a cleansing exhale. On your inhale, left leg up and back, long, straight, strong. Exhale, place your foot between your hands toward left thumb. All right, hover fingertips away from the mat. Find your strength, use it, lift all the way up. Arms lift as you're ready. First time lunge on this side, and because of that, bend the back knee. Find that squaring of the hips. Keep your left thigh low as you can, and then start to straighten your right leg. 3 times, we'll take that heart opener. So inhale, lift up, get out of your own way. Exhale, cactus arms, slight back bend, deep bend in the front knee. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, open. Inhale, up. Exhale, open. This time, drop hands behind you. Opposite, pinky on the outside. Again, for me, it's left pinky because my left knee is forward. Drop knuckles, lift up. Deep inhale, exhale, hinge forward. Humble lunge. You can try to keep the heels of your hands together. Left hip is pulling back. And for more challenge, you'll look back towards your right foot. Okay, keeping your hands clasped best you can. Press through your feet, lift up. And then extend your arms up, traditional high lunge. On your exhale, open up, warrior 2 to the long side of your mat toward the right. Left toes straight ahead, knee over ankle, right toes slightly angled in. Again, make all the movements you need to find this posture. If that means breaking the pose, that's what it means. Think less about it. Gaze beyond your left middle finger. Maybe sway your shoulders front and back so you can find that space where your shoulders are over your hips. We have a tendency to search forward, but we need to be aware of what's behind us as well. 3 times exalted warrior. Left palm flips up, right hand drops. Take it up and back. Exhale, warrior 2. Twice more. After that final warrior 2, straighten the left leg. Keep that energy going so your hips move back. This time, reach really, really, really far forward through left fingertips. Again, find as much length as you possibly can. Press to the outer side of your right foot, even here. Then drop the left hand down. It lands wherever it lands. It might be on your thigh, your calf, block, or the ground. If you would like, start to unravel, lifting right fingertips up toward the ceiling. You want to feel your left rib cage rotate upward toward the ceiling. So you're stacking right shoulder over left. It also might help you think of your left hip scooping underneath you, giving you more power forward. As you're ready, on an exhale, keeping both legs straight, you're going to lift your arms and your torso up. Very nice. Turn your left toes in. We're going to do this the same as the other side. Hands to hips, elbows pressed back. Inhale, lift up, find lots of space. Then on an exhale, hinge at your hips, keeping your elbows pointed backwards behind you. And then whenever you're ready, your hands will drop. Shift your weight more to the balls of your feet, so toward the long side of your mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. And then hinging at your hips like you were doing a regular forward fold. You're going to come forward. If your knees bend, your knees bend. Focus on a flat spine. Feel that. Think less about it. And if you'd like to deepen further, start to walk your hands behind you, or simply have your hands directly below your face in front, fit knees, or maybe using a block. Remember to shift the weight a little bit forward towards the balls of your feet. This keeps your hips more in line with your heels. Next, inhale. Whenever you're ready, lift up about halfway. Keep it low. Rotate back toward the front of your mat so you're in this low lunge. More weight to your right palm, left fingertips lift up. Again, always an option to drop the right knee. However, if you're going to take the next variation, keep the knee lifted, and then spin all of your toes away from you. You're on the razor edge of your right foot. Lift up your hips, press to your right hand. Lots of space between ear and shoulder. Keep both feet flexed, maybe look upward toward the ceiling. And then when you're ready, everything points back towards the front of the room. Left hand comes down, lift up the back knee if it had come down. Step left foot back to meet right. Optional vinyasa, we will meet in downward facing dog. This choice is yours. Make sure you give yourself about 2 full rounds in your downward facing dog. And after that second exhale, child's pose or another pose that feels restful. So if it's child's pose, knees to mat, toes to touch, knee width is up to you, then start to press your hips back. Always an option to place a prop between your heels and your hips. Or if this is simply not restful, perhaps sitting in another posture. Once again, as you did at the beginning of this sequence, at the beginning of this class, simply recognize your breath. Think less about it, simply feel it. And if your thoughts have drifted away from the dedication that you set, just draw them back. The next 3 breaths are for yours to take in any way you would like, whether it's to move through cow and cat, stay in this restful posture, take some water, something else. After the 3 breaths, we'll meet in downward facing dog. First of 3 breaths begins now. About now, you might be coming upon that 3rd exhale. If you're in the middle of a posture, please take your time, but do make your way back to downward facing dog. Reclaim this downward facing dog as though it was the very first one. Fingertips spread really wide. Press your chest back to your thighs, shoulders away from your ears. Loose neck, heavy head, hips pointing up toward the ceiling. And when you're ready, inhale, right leg lifts up and back. On an exhale, place your foot between your hands for a low lunge. Hover your fingertips away from the mat, lift all the way up, high crescent lunge, sit low. Option to stay here or heart openers with me. Inhale, lift up slightly, get out of your own way. Exhale, back to the lunge, elbows like they tap behind you. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, cactus arms. Final time, inhale, lift up. Exhale, cactus arms. Keep your hands cycling all the way around. Interlace fingertips, note the outside pinky. Inhale, drop knuckles, lift chest. Exhale, humble lunge. 3 breaths. At the end of that 3rd exhale, keeping hands down, lift all the way up. Arms lift once again. And then warrior 2, 2nd time on this side. Take all the time you need getting to the posture. Think less about it. Simply feel. Option to stay here in warrior 2 or 3 times moving with me to an exalted warrior. Inhale takes you up and back. Exhales to warrior 2. After your 3rd time, you're back in warrior 2. Straighten the front leg. We do Trikonasana again. Keep that same momentum. Hips move behind you. Reach toward the front. Again, even here, start to stack your shoulders like you're between panes of glass. Right fingertips come down, the left are up. We'll be here for 3 breaths. Keep reaching the inner thigh up. So rotating, press to the outer edge of your left foot. This time on your exhale, you're going to return back to a warrior 2. Make sure you face everything towards the long side of your mat, including your head. We'll take Garudasana arms. So you're either going to simply wrap left elbow underneath and tap your shoulders or your forearms, or if this is comfortable for you, you're going to wrap once and then maybe even twice. So backs of hands or even palms of hands are together. You can stay here in Garudasana arms, elbows in line with shoulders, or if you'd like more dynamic movement, you'll move with me. Inhales, lift up, slight back bend. And then on an exhale, you're going to curl in, your elbows pointing in towards your belly, your back will curl, look down, keep your knee bent. Inhale, lift up. Keep pressing to the outside of your left foot. Exhale, curl in. Final time like that. Exhales, curl you in. Inhale, lift up. Okay. Then you're going to have a little bend to your left knee, pivot towards the front of your mat. You still have Garudasana arms if you could hold that. We're going to move to a full Garudasana. So either lean forward, take 1 step, or lean forward, hop with your left foot. Keeping the right knee bent will be helpful here. Cross left thigh over right. Maybe you stay here and kickstand or pull in. Elbows in line with shoulders. Send your shoulders over your hips. Just breathe. And then when you're ready, unravel, stand down, reach your arms out and up. Take up lots of space. And then on exhale, hands to heart. Arms alongside your body. First, find static. Notice what's happening in your body right now. Finding stillness after so much movement. Does one side of your body feel different than the other? Do they feel the same? What is the quality of your thoughts? You don't need to judge it. Simply, what is the quality? Do you feel focused? Or scattered? What is not good? What is not bad? Just aware. And then loosen out of your Tadasana. Shake it out. Find all the movements that you wanted before, perhaps. Moving through your joints. Simply de-yogify the poses that you think that you're supposed to be doing. And then come back, making your way back to your Tadasana that you cultivated at the beginning of this class. Shrugging your shoulders back, finding the knitting in of your waist. Fingertips pointing down, equally lifting up as pressing down. We're going to flow our way back to downward facing dog. If you'd like to move to your own rhythm, please do so. I will also provide guidance. Inhale, lift up, palms press. Exhale, hinge at hips, take it all the way forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, take it back down. Step back to the top of a plank pose. Knees up or drop to your mat. On an exhale, lower all the way to your mat or start to lower toward the mat, keeping shoulders lifted. Untuck toes, inhale for a back bend. Reach your heart forward. Exhale, lift hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep exhale. And when you're ready, inhale, left leg up and back, long, straight, strong. Exhale, place your foot between your hands toward left thumb. As you're ready, fingertips away from mat, lift all the way up. High crescent lunge. Stay here or opening your heart with me. Inhale to lift up, get out of your own way. Exhale, cactus arms, re-deepen into the front bend. Inhale, take up space. Exhale, offer your heart. Inhale, lift up. Once again, shine your heart open. And then take your hands to your low back. Note the other pinky on the outside. Drop knuckles, find space. Exhale, hinge forward, humble lunge. 3 breaths once you're there. At the end of that third exhale, lift your way up and then lift up your fingertips. Open up to the right side of your yoga mat, warrior 2. Find your way into the pose, take as much time as you need. Again, shoulders over hips. Even though gaze is to the left, your shoulders are squared or more or less to the long side of your mat. Think more of your shoulders being squared than your hips. Option to stay here in warrior 2 or 3 times with me. We'll take an exalted warrior. Left palm flips up. Inhale, take it up and back. Exhale, you return. After the third time, whenever that arrives for you, straighten the front leg, send your hips back in the same direction toward the right. Left fingertips reach out. Even here, find the length. Right shoulder coming over the left and then pivot down. Left fingertips down to the block, to your body or to your mat. Right fingertips are up. You're going to continue rotating out. And if you feel like your belly is sticking out, imagine that you're pressing your tailbone like it's going to reach down towards your right heel. This will help you knit your floating ribs in and find a little bit more strength here. Simply breathe. And then on your exhale, return back to warrior 2. Okay. So really, you're going to square shoulders alongside of mat. Garudasana arms once again. This time, the right elbow is on the bottom. So either bending at elbows and then just placing hands to arms or shoulders, or maybe wrapping backs of hands toward each other or palms. If you take that option, elbows in line with shoulders, Hands away from your face, deep bend into the front knee still. You still have warrior 2 legs. Option to stay here or 3 times with me. Your inhale will lift you up. Slight back bend, exhale, curl your spine. Elbow comes in, keep reaching your left knee out to the left. Inhale, lift up, maintaining warrior 2 legs. Exhale, draw in. Once more. Exhale, curls you in. Use that exhale to your advantage. Everything working together, come right back up. Maintain the spine best you can. Little bend to your left knee so you can pivot towards the front of your yoga mat. Again, we're going to move to Garudasana. So lean forward, and maybe you take one full step, or you take a little hop with your left leg. Again, deep bend to your left knee will help you as you shift forward. Cross the right thigh over left. Maybe you kickstand, bring it in close, or wrap. If you wrap, press your foot to the back of your shin rather than just tucking your toes. Make this active. Elbows in line with shoulders, palms away from you, shoulders over your hips. Find the stillness here, it does exist. And then as you're ready, unravel, stand down, reach your arms out and up. And on an exhale, take your hands to your heart. Arms alongside your body, maintain this stillness. Start to recognize, start to feel. Separate from the thinking. What is the quality of your breath? And then when you're ready, release your Tadasana posture. Break the pose. If you're like me, all your joints just cracked. Do whatever you need to do. And then make it back to your Tadasana pose. If you would like, palms together, thumbs towards sternum, while still in Tadasana, Samsiti. With your thumbs in this position, is it possible to feel your heart beating? Can you feel the rise and fall of your chest? We're going to flow back to downward facing dog. We are going to take a breath again. If you would like to move to the rhythm of your own breath, please take as much time as you would like. Please take as much time as you like at the front of your mat, if that serves you. I'm also going to provide guidance. Feel free to follow the sound of my voice or to do what suits you best. On an inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, carry forward, forward fold, bending at your hips, hands release down. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips press against something, flat spine, belly in. Exhale, fold the same direction, hands to mat. Step back to top of plank pose. On an exhale, knees up or down, lower to or towards your mat. In Chaturanga Dandasana, keep your shoulders lifted. Untuck toes for a back bend of your choice. Keep pressing palms into mat wherever you are. Exhale, lift hips up and back, downward facing dog. Make sure that you give yourself several breaths here. And when you are ready, child's pose or another restful posture of your choice. This will take knees to mat, toes together, hips toward your heels. They might not touch if that is uncomfortable. Set a prop between heels and hips. Allow this to be soft. Elbows release. If your forehead is not supporting, either place a block beneath it or stack your fists so that your neck and head can be heavy. On your next breath in, if you are in this child's pose, lift up halfway. Start to move your torso and your arms over towards the right. You might find that your belly is on top of your thigh. On an exhale, lower back down. To make this more intense, if you'd like a little bit more physicality out of this, keep moving your left hip towards your left heel. Arms reach out long, come up onto spider fingers, so your finger pads. Wrap your inner elbows up toward the ceiling as you're pulling your left hip towards your heel, and still drop your head. Simply breathe. If you're taking that posture in your next inhale, lift up halfway. Wander through the front of your mat and then over to the left, same but different. Your belly might be on top of your left thigh, right hip pulling back towards your left heel. Arms reach out long. Spider fingers, inner elbows lift up. Head is heavy, drop your head. It's fine if your head is not being supported unless that is uncomfortable. If you're in this modified child's pose, inhale, lift up halfway. Take it back to center. Lift up to your hands and knees. Come back to the tabletop position. So realigning your knees below hips and heels in line with your knees. We're going to take that exaggerated cow-cat flow, or you can simply take a more traditional cow-cat flow in a static position if you prefer. If you're moving with me, shift your hips back to your heels, modified child. Inhale, rise to your knees, palms lift, slide back bend. Exhale, bow. Inhale, keep your heart low, slither forward to a cow pose with your belly down, gaze up. Exhale, press up through your cat, shift your hips back to your heels, arms long. Again, inhale, rise to knees, slight back bend. Exhale, bow. Inhale, release your heart forward with your belly down for your cow pose. Exhale, press up through your cat pose. Press your hips back to your heels one more time. Inhale, lift up on your knees. Exhale, bow, modified child's. Inhale, keep it low, cow. Exhale, press up through your cat. And then just come back down to neutral spine. And any way you'd like to do it, come to a seat. So you're still in the middle of your mat. We're going to take a Padottanasana posture here. So you might find that you like to have a block here if this pose tends to be really tight in you, but you don't necessarily need one. Also, if you find that these kinds of forward fold movements are really tough on your hips, then use a pillow or even double up your yoga mat and then set it beneath you for a little bit of lift. So on that side, you've got your feet out in front of you, and bent knees. Allow your knees to drop out to the sides, the soles of your feet touch. This might be fine for you. If you need a little bit more here, fingertips behind you, lift up your hips, scoot yourself forward as much as feels okay. This is going to be different for everybody. Hands to your feet. Your knees are going to press down. So you're using the activity of your legs to press down. Inhale, lift up. Power this forward. Hinge at your hips like you were doing a forward fold. Keep your back straight like Tadasana. If you start to come over, no problem. All you do is back out, hinge at your hips more, and on an exhale, deepen the tilt. You might even here, with pressing your knees down with that activity, you might find that you'd like to put your elbows in towards your calves as well. You can certainly do that, but you might find a slightly different sensation if you rely only on your legs for that active range of motion. And then here, not thinking too much about it, start to feel what the difference is in your body, in your quality of thoughts, if you allow your neck to be in line with your spine, right? So straight head, or if you drop it. Just feel it out. Allow yourself a little bit of exploration. If you've taken a heavy head approach, realign so your head's in line with your spine, and then start to lift your way up. If you took the variation of scooching yourself forward, take your hands behind you once again, lift up your hips, and then scoot your hips back. Hands to backs of knees to start to bring them together until the soles of your feet are back on the mat. Hands behind you for a little support, and then simply an easy windshield wiper left and right. And then we're going to take a seated twist. So come a little bit more seated upright. Your right knee is going to stay lifted. You're going to allow your left leg to rest out in front of you. Right hand still behind you. lean back, give yourself a lot of space here. Inhale, lift up your left arm. Twist at your belly, and then start to twist at your chest. Your left arm, you can either hug your right knee in towards you or place the outside of your arm to the outside of your thigh. Keep your right fingertips active even here, they still have a job. So from here, you will lift up on an inhale. Exhale, you're going to twist more deeply. Make sure that you're still placing weight on your left hip and find some activity through your left foot, your left leg. It's okay if your left knee is bent. It does not need to be completely straight. Even press through your right hand, which is pressing into the mat. Everything has something to do here. You can also take the twist in through your cervical spine, so you're pulling your right chin over toward the right as well, looking beyond your right shoulder. Inhale, grow long, exhale, twist more deeply. First, release at your neck, take your head back to the front if you took that twist. Then unravel your left arm. Counter twist over to the left. Take both arms over to the side, get long, drop your head, release. Think less. And then slowly press your way back up. This time, left knee comes in, right leg extends out. So again, find flexion through your right toes, right leg straight-ish, left hand behind you, lean back. Give yourself lots of space here. Inhale, lift up your right arm. Twist at your belly, twist at your chest. Make a decision here, whether you pull in your knee or you take the outside of your elbow to the outside of your thigh. Keep pressing through your left hand. Shift the weight to right hip, active fingertips. Inhales lift you up, lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, you twist more deeply. Notice if you have a tendency to crane your chin up and simply bring it back down. Maintain deep inhalations and exhalations. Active toes, active fingers. Next, inhale, take your head back to center first. And then unravel whatever you've done. You're going to spin all the way to the right, both arms out, long in front of you. Lean away from your legs. Allow your head to drop. Counter twist. So all the activity you had before, you're going to release some of that. And then start to press your way back up to seated. Bend both knees, and you're going to come all the way onto your mat. So if you'd like, you can roll to one side and come back. Or if you want to think about a little bit more core strength, bring your arms out in front of you. And then as slowly as you can go, wave yourself all the way down, keeping your feet pressed in. And eventually your head comes down. Walk your feet in a little bit closer to you. We're going to take that same bridge flow that we did toward the beginning of this class. So your arms are alongside you. So you're going to bring your feet in close enough where you can just about tickle the backs of your heels. You just don't want them too far away or too cranked up too close. So you might need to find a little bit of distance. All right, then press through your feet. Inhale, lift up your hips, reach your arms up and back, maybe even lifting up your heels so you can find more depth, more stretch through the tops, more extension through your hip flexors. And on an exhale, release your hips down, heels, hands. 3 more times like that. Deep breath in, lift up. Exhales take you down. Twice more in a row. Keeping both knees bent, reclined on your back. We're going to take a figure 4 pose. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh, flexing the foot. You're going to lift up your left foot so you can take your hands to the back of your thigh. If you need a strap, use a strap, belt, something to pull you in, or just hands to thigh. Release your head back as best you can. You want to be able to relax. pulling your left thigh in towards your chest. And for more zhuzh here, your right knee is going to be reaching away from you as you pull your left thigh close to you, as you press your tailbone to the mat. Yogi's choice. How much intensity is working for you right now? What best serves the intention that you've set? Don't think about it too much. Release your thigh, let your foot come down. You're going to keep your legs as they are, and you're going to slide your right thigh over your left, like you're sitting in a chair with crossed legs. Thump your hips to the right, several inches, and drop your knees over to the left. It's probably helpful to take your arms out either as a T or cactus arms, pressing through your elbows, your shoulders lift up, and then perhaps accentuate the twist, perhaps sending your gaze over to the right. Allow your eye gaze to become soft, or even close your eyes if this feels comfortable to you. If you feel you need more, left hand to the top of your right thigh for a little added weight. And then on an exhale, start to bring your knees back up to center, head to center. Realign your hips, bring them back, uncross legs. And if you need a little bit of movement, windshield wiper your legs. Perhaps that's not necessary for you. And then you're going to cross left ankle over right thigh, figure 4 once again. So again, lift up just enough to grasp the back of your thigh and then release back down, flexing left foot. Right foot can get soft. Pull right thigh toward you. And if you need a little bit more activity, your left knee works away from you as your tailbone presses down. All the while, right thigh is being pulled in towards your chest. Soft jaw. Soft thoughts. Only feel. Release your right thigh so that your right foot comes onto the mat. Keep your legs crossed. And then continue to cross. Left thigh comes over right. Press through your right foot to lift up your hips. Scoot your hips to the left several inches so you've got room to drop your knees over to the right. Take your arms out. Usually this support is helpful. Lift up. Continue to twist at your shoulders. Maybe send your gaze toward the left as well. Allow yourself to soften. Take away the effort. And if you need more weight on your thigh, just place your right hand, left thigh. When the side starts to feel about the same as the other, take your head back up to center. Start to bring your knees back up. Press through your foot so you can lift up your hips. Realign your hips so they're in a straight line, and cross legs. Again, if you need a little bit of movement through your hips, windshield wiper knees from side to side just several times. And then the final posture of this class is Savasana. So you'll allow your legs to rest out in front of you if you need to make any adjustments to your clothing, your atmosphere, your props. Come to a place where you can find some stillness for a little while. where you feel safe, where you feel protected. And then start to remove muscle activity, allowing the soles of your feet to become soft, tops of feet release. Ankles so soft that your feet may flop out to the sides, kneecaps drop, heavy thighs, soft belly, heavy pelvis. Shoulder blades are released down and away from you. Your arms relax. Your fingertips have come into natural curvature. Soft palms of hands, soft backs of hands. Throat is loose. Bottom jaw separate from the top. Tongue releases from the roof of your mouth. Hollow cheeks, closed eyes, smooth forehead. Drop into your awareness. Begin to feel. And start with that physical feeling by finding some movements in your extremities, allowing those to go larger up through your body. Including allowing your breath to become more deep, more full. And then take your time. Eventually roll over onto one side, traditionally your right side, pausing there for a few moments, recognizing this transition, and then come to a seat, a posture of your choice for a brief reflection and meditation. And I'm bringing my palms together in Anjali Mudra, thumbs to sternum for chanting the sound of Om. If you would like to join me, please do. First, we'll take a collective inhale and exhale. Breathe in to chant. On your next breath in, reach your arms out and up, palms press above your head, and on an exhale, take your thumbs to the space between your eyebrows for clarity of thought. Down to your lips for clarity of speech. Then to your heart for clarity of action. Bow your head to your heart. Symbol of humility and gratitude. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. Thank you so much for being here. Think less, feel more. In the name of the highest good. Namaste. All right, I'm gonna unmute you now.